In today's video, I am going to break down Markus Smart and his lockdown one-on-one defense. Let's get down and let's check out how we can become better defenders by breaking down Markus Smart. So in this first play, what we have is Markus Smart on Kawhi Leonard. Right now, he is in deny. He is trying to deny that ball from getting to Kawhi Leonard. So how has he done this? For one, his right foot, because he's on the left side of the court, is above his left foot, and most players would already have their arm out. However, Markus Smart does not have that, and he is still on his toes, however, and really paying attention as to where Kawhi Leonard is going. As we can see with his head, he is currently not focusing on Kawhi Leonard. He is focusing in the middle so that he can keep his peripheral vision on Lou Williams. Because of this, once Kawhi Leonard wants to go and then get that dribble handoff from Lou Williams, what does Markus Smart do? He makes body contact with Kawhi Leonard. This is very important. He is in deny at this point, and now he has his arm out. He is denying that dribble handoff. To deny that dribble handoff, he made body contact and made it so that Kawhi Leonard was unable to then use Lou Williams as a dribble handoff. Then, Kawhi Leonard tries a second time with Markus Smart still keeping that arm out and in deny. By doing that, now Lou Williams has to throw that ball or pass that ball instead of handing off to Kawhi Leonard. Because Markus Smart's hand and arm is outstretched at the same height as Kawhi Leonard's arms are, at this point, he is able to then pick off that ball and then hit it off the foot of Kawhi Leonard. This is a very good defensive play. He's able to stay in bounds, and then he's able to then sacrifice his body hitting that ball off of Kawhi Leonard. I'm not too sure if he was trying to aim between his legs to get it to another one of his defenders, or if he was just trying to hit it off his feet, but either way, it was a successful play and a very good shot at hitting it off his heel. When you have a height advantage when you are getting drove on, this is what happens. So Markus Smart is right here, and he is in one-on-one defense against a player from Washington. When that player drives, number 14, Markus Smart is able to then keep his hand up and then swipe down on the ball. Now, this is a risky move because, of course, anytime you hack down on a player, there's a chance that the referee is going to call a foul on you. However, there's risks and large rewards that could be taken if you do this. So by keeping your arms straight up at the beginning, this is now making that defender need to go around that arm. Now he's going to outstretch, and that is when you come down on the ball. You really need to be watching the core of his body from shoulders to hips, because that is how you're going to be able to have the peripheral vision to see if he's outstretching with his arms, and also with your peripherals see what he's doing with his feet. This is very important. And then at this point, Markus Smart's able to get that ball. So this is really good defense. There's not much time left on this shot clock, and Markus Smart is able to stay with his player, keeping his arm up. Now, with your arm in this form, it's going to be cutting off passes. But what you're going to be seeing in a second is as soon as the clock starts running down to 4 seconds on the shot clock, and this player starts slowing down, he starts to rise or raise his arm up. This is going to then be contesting the shot. Now, he is also a very disciplined defender, even though he reaches occasionally trying to block shots, and he's able to keep his arms up. And by keeping his arms up and jumping straight up, he's able to contest that shot very well to the point of missing. Now, I'm not too sure if he got a part of that ball or not, but by staying straight up and keeping his body straight up and jumping straight up, you're not going to be having a foul. And also with that leg kicking out at the end, if you go straight up and down, you're not going to be able to get a foul called against you by jumping into legs like that. And if he kicks his legs out and hits you when you're jumping straight up and down, he is liable to get that foul. Something that Markus Smart is very good at is using his hands. He has a lot of hand-eye coordination. Anytime a player brings that ball out in front of them, not close to their waist, but farther out in front away from their body, Markus Smart is able to really take those basketballs and strip those players really easily. Now, as a player, when you're driving, you should never have the ball way out in front of you because it's easier to block, it's easier to strip. You should be keeping it close to your core. And I think he notices that the last second. He brings that ball in, but even though that damage has already been done, he's already brought it out and showed that ball, Markus Smart's able to steal it. Now, the benefit of staying in front of a player defensively. So, of course, here he does reach a little bit, but he's able to stay up and keep up with Trae Young because of his ability and his speed when it comes to his feet. Now, having quick foot speed is going to be beneficial on trying to keep in front of your defender, and by keeping in front of a driving defender, you're able to strip players much easier. So, if you can stay in front, because if you were to try and strip this player from behind, it's going to be a foul. You're going to strip him from the side, there's a higher chance of it being a foul. But when you're in front, it's a very hard call to make when it comes to a referee. And if you're a tight defensive player, sometimes you get those calls not called. Now, this was a very good strip. It's all ball, and he's able to get it. Now, this would have not been able to happen if he was not able to stay in front of Trae Young. Now, when you're defending players who are about to do a dribble handoff, what you can do is, even though this player here is not trying to deny that dribble handoff from happening, like I mentioned how to do it earlier on in this video, Markus Smart is able to do here is he's able to break it up himself, being the on-ball defender. So he's able to then step through and disrupt that dribble handoff and hitting it away from that player, which ultimately goes the other direction. Now, if I was this player, I would say I'm challenging or challenge or some kind of verbal cue to let your other teammate know, hey, I'm challenging this, go behind. Because this, if this was not successful, he would be in position to attack. He would not be in any position to be able to defend that. If Markus Smart was able to have a verbal cue saying, I'm challenging, then that would tell that player to be able to then run behind the screen, because then he wouldn't be caught up on two players essentially screening for him. Now, if you're looking to jump higher to block more shots, make sure to go check out my vertical jump training book down in the description below. Other than that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I hope that this video has helped you become a better defender. If it has, hit that like button and I'll see you tomorrow.